Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome back to another video. So for this video, we're going to talk about the seasonal artifact, the end game side of things. So I saw a comment recently, can we upgrade all the seasonal artifacts to plus 25? So the answer is yes. Because based on where I am right now, I'm currently at the 770 range and my AFK stage is 1400. So right now for the AFK stage, for those of you guys who do not know, there's this Tarsi team and the Celestial Hypogean Smoky team that is just breezing through the AFK stage. So I've seen people at the 1600, 1700 mark already. So it is possible if you have the time to sit down and slowly auto through the stage and fine tune the team every single runs. So if you are a lot further in your AFK stage itself, you will have more resources which will allow you to bring your units to higher level, and that's where you will be able to get a better Legends trial level over here. So these are my numbers for the different floors, so 115 all the way to 122 for me. So with this level of progression, I'm able to upgrade almost every artifact that I have right now to 25, and I'm keeping Swift Heal spell out of the loop because this one is a really useless artifact, so I am not using it anyhow, so I don't intend to upgrade it until I upgrade everything else, because I want to test out whether or not Frontline is better. So even though Frontline as well as Thunderclap spell, they will come at least 1 to 2 weeks later, but I'm gonna save up the level 21 to 25 resources, which is this Oblivion shot, to upgrade them. Okay, but the Swift Heal spell, I don't think you need to upgrade it. As for the other artifacts itself, if you are further than me, I think your units are higher level and you have the same units as me, then you will be able to progress further and you should be able to upgrade everything. So don't save them, just upgrade them to 25. So the max level for the artifact is at 25, and based on the current end game meta, how the things look like, I'm going to talk about the different priorities in terms of what should be upgraded first if you are slightly low on resources or low on levels compared to this account. So firstly, Resonating Spell, highest priority. I think this is just a generally really versatile and very powerful artifact used in your PvE stage push with Tarsi, used in your PvP side for the different carry buffing teams. It's also used in your Dream Realm side to just amp up your damage for your carry and give the inbound to the carry itself. So the highest priority is Resonating Spell. Get this upgraded first. And talking about the versatility and power level, Tight Core spell is also a really good artifact, because this artifact over here is generally good for Dream Realm. Not as good as Resonating, but decently usable if you are able to spam your ultimate. And on top of that, Tight Core spell is used a lot for your AFK stage push. A lot of teams benefit from this artifact. The AoE damage, the AoE debuff on the enemy is really helpful. And in terms of the other game modes like Battle Drill, in terms of the other game modes like PvP, Tight Core spell is also very versatile there. So I'll say top one, these two. Maybe this will be on the higher side because this is generally more powerful in terms of what it wants to do. So these two will be the highest priority. So next on the list is the Arcane spell. So the reason why I say this is the third to get to 25, the third on the priority list, is because this artifact is actually really good for the bossing contents. So bossing like Dream Realm, bossing like your Battle Drill bossing, as well as the upcoming Craze Shellwood Primal Lord. This is the damage dealing and debuffing artifact for the magical teams. And because specifically nowadays magical teams, they are generally stronger with really powerful carries like OD, Talin, as well as Lily May, this artifact has a higher value compared to the Greatsword spell. So Greatsword spell is more for the physical side. Unfortunately, physical teams in general, they are just not as powerful for bossing purposes. So in terms of priority, I think this will be on the lower end for most people unless you have the physical teams. Okay, so Arcane spell, I'll say is probably the second in priority, because I group Resonating and Tight Core on the same level, so second. And then for the fourth one, I'm going to give it to Binding spell, because Binding spell is confining spell this season, This artifact is insanely good for PvP, and it's also used in your PvE purposes for the Celestial Hypogean team. So this is for those of you guys who has the luxury of all the different units available. This is one of the teams that are very auto friendly. So you pull everyone with the Celestial Hypogean Black Hole, and then you reposition them with the Binding spell, or you use Tight Core spell to spam the waves at them, and then you clear through the stage through auto battle. You don't have to touch it. It is a very, very auto-friendly team. So same thing for the Tasi team. So Tasi team uses Radiating Spell or Tight Core Spell, right? While the Celestial Hypogean team uses this Binding Spell as well as a Tight Core Spell. So these two teams, they are the meta pushing team for the talent stages. And you also use these artifacts for the normal stages as well. So in general, right, I'll say Binding Spell is the third in priority for me. So the reason why it's not higher is because bossing is more important than like PvP or like AFK stage for most free-to-play players, because you want to keep up your damage to farm for your daily temporal essence. So that's why this is fourth. But if let's say we put the game modes in equal priority, I'll say this will be the second together with Arcane Spell in priority for me. Okay, Verdant Spell and Valor Shield. I think Valor Shield is for the PvP side. So if you have no interest or you just can't compete, you can just skip it. I don't think it's that good outside of PvP, because it's a shield buff which protects your carry, yes, but it's good for Diana teams, right? It's good for hyper carry buffing, but outside of that, it's just not useful, and it's not even that powerful to begin with. It's not as versatile and not powerful, so therefore I don't recommend it. Just a little bit higher compared to Swift Heal, but Verdant is generally useful. Like if you upgraded this 4 that I mentioned, then Verdant is one that you can consider. If not, you can consider Great Sword Spell if you do run physical teams for like your battle drill or even your bossing content. So this one is dependent on your own account, but these are the different priorities. So now, right, will Frontline Spell be an artifact that changes the meta? There could be a possibility, but the thing is, this artifact was one of the revered endgame artifact for the Pioneer testing site. Right, there was a Pioneer server where we were able to get everything unlocked, and Frontline Spell was used a lot, and it was mostly used with obviously the physical and the melee teams in general. But looking at where we are right now, we are going into the Endless stage, and this artifact is not coming anytime soon. I'm not even sure whether or not this would be a good endgame artifact specifically. I think it will still be good, but it won't be as good as it was during the Pioneer testing site. So that's a bummer, unfortunately, because physical teams generally, they don't, I'll say, like, dominate the endgame dream realm. So I don't know how well this will fare right now based on where we are and based on our general progression, but I do think that it still has some like PvP potential in terms of all the melee teams, especially with the Mauler factional talent itself. So this is for the artifact side of things, and that's pretty much it for this video. Just a very simple endgame artifact update and upgrading priority in terms in case you are slightly lower on the resources. So just upgrade everything to 25 and upgrade those that you use more consistently first, I would say, and then focus on those that are less useful later on. So that will be the way I upgrade my artifact. So that's it for this video. Just a simple video to update you guys, and thank you very much for tuning in. Have a happy time pushing and grinding your AFK stages and all the other game modes. I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.